Okay, well this is a F7B. I've already done the F7A. These are my first decoders that I've been installing. On the GP40, that was the first one, it was really tight, but it went really well. And, you know, first try, and it did it. Then I did the F7A. Well, these wires, the red wires, were on the opposite side of the GP40, and sure enough, in the power cab, it wouldn't run forward and forward, it ran in reverse. So I had to switch where they attached to the motor. You know, the positive went to the negative and the negative went to the positive, and that got it to run in the right direction. I'm going to have to do the same thing with this. This is exactly the same way. You know, I was really kind of, you know, scared of doing my first decoder. They are extremely easy to do. The biggest thing is just getting them to where, you know, they don't interfere with anything, or you don't get a wire in the wrong place that's going to catch on something. But they really are pretty easy to do. I've never done one before. I've worked on a lot of old radios. I've done a lot of electronics, so you know I know how to solder and how to do that kind of stuff. So you know, a complete novice, yeah, I probably got a leg up. But I wouldn't hesitate to have anybody who's kind of handy at all do one of these. It's not that hard. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on this and get it done, and I'll show you how they all run. So I'm going to go ahead and put this together, and at certain stages I'll start the recording again and explain what I've done. I'm tinning some wires here. It just makes them easier to work with. And I stripped them pretty long, but I like to do that. Just I can cut them down to the length I need them afterwards. I think I should have wiped off my soldering iron first. I think I need some more water on my sponge. There we go. Okay, well that's done. Now, I'm going to pull another decoder off. I want a little bit more wire to work with, and it's easier to strip them. You just take off all the ends, so that makes it easier. Okay, well, nobody needs to see me strip these, so I'll be back after I'm done doing that. Okay, you can see I've got the gray wire going to the top, which is the positive, and I've got the orange wire going to the bottom, which is negative, which is opposite of what you are told in the instructions. But on this one, to get it to run in the right direction, that's the way it's got to be done. So it worked on the first one, you know, it's going to work on this one. So everything's tinned. It's not going to take any time for me. I'll put all these, the red and the red, red, black, all those go together, and I'll show you after I get those done. Okay, there's a simple fix. It's just black to black, red to red. Positives are going down to the negative terminal. The negative wire is going to the positive terminal. Now all I have to do is take some of this stuff up. I'll take a piece of electrical tape and then just cut it down the middle. It's not as bulky, a lot easier to work with. It's better if you do cut it down the middle instead of off to the side like I did. But that's got it done. And I just bunch these together just to get them up out of the way. Tighten it up a little bit as you go. You don't have a whole bunch to worry about here. I took some of this bigger shrink wrap and put it over the board, the circuit board. That should be okay. I'll probably have to move that just a little bit. It's a little bit too close to the end. Actually, I think I'm going to trim some of it off. Should work. Okay. Make one more piece of tape and we're done. Cut this one down a little bit. Sometimes you can have a hard time getting it started, but once you do, you can bunch it together and tighten it up, even though the tape, when you begin, is loose. Tighten it up as you go. That's better than just letting those wires hang all over. And they're not going to go anywhere. They can't get down inside. So, next thing to do is test it. So, I'm going to button this thing back up and we'll head downstairs and see how it does.